Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna try to interact with the app to see what's broken. Let's see.
And you might need to
Refresh.
refresh maybe.
Oh, I got a server error on movies. That's not good. Okay, hold on a second. So that means, well, just to be thorough, that means that probably, because I believe that I would have loaded up, this wasn't me, but movies is my main state that holds all of my movie objects. So the first thing that's happening when I refresh is everything's trying to reload. That means this use effect is kicking in. It made a fetch to movies. That means we went to the routes file. We got resources movies. That's still good. Actually, probably need to take this out. So I'm feeling confident that that happened. This is actually a really nice terminal to have open, because it's giving me some very direct information here that I'm not getting here. I just got a 500 error. So this is
just the server.
Yeah, this is the Rails server. Yeah, so anyways, let's keep following the thread here, even though I think I know what the problem is. We're going to then go to the movies controller because that's where I would be directed. I would be trying to grab all of the movies and render the movies, and there's nothing wrong with that code. So that's where this is really helpful, because the one file that gets in play here, you know, I could just go over to my console and prove to myself that movie.all is not a problem. This line of code actually takes me to my serializer. And I wonder if this says that clearly. Yeah, it's talking about the serializers here as we get into the error. And
Yeah.
so yeah, you got the active model serializer, render serializer, null with hash, and it's like, I don't know what to do. I broke. So in the serializer, there will be a point, because we're rendering movies, we go to the movie serializer, and I've got ID, title, genre, year, da, 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 da. This makes me think that this is the problem. Line 7. And in fact, yeah, it takes me right to it. Movie serializer, line 7. And so now I'm like, well, what do you mean? What do you mean reviews is not a thing? So I go here, movie.first. Yeah, movie.first.reviews. Doesn't know what that is. Well, it should be something called reviews. So now I go back and look at the model. Yeah, and sure enough, that's the problem. So I have to exit that, but I should be able to refresh the page here. And now I'm back to good on that. Yeah, no, that was good. I think
Well,
that,
so actually, I broke a few things. So that
oh,
was
and
just
there's
one of them.
more. There's more.
Oh,
Okay, good.
yeah. So there's three in total.
Okay, so I got one. All right.
Yeah.
This is great. This is amazing game. Oh, come on. Jiminy crickets. Cannot
I
read
think I figured one
login.
would have been too easy.
Okay, so we got the login form, client. I was ready to spike the ball. Components, login form. So errors.map. But why would I be here? I wonder if something came back. Let's look at this guy. Cannot read properties of undefined reading map from the login form, line 51. Line 51 is here, errors.map. Errors came back as undefined, which means that my response came back as not okay, which is interesting. And so there's something going wrong with my login. So let's follow that path. Fetch login with the post. I've got my routes. client, config, routes. Routes takes me to login, post, login, sessions create. That all seems good. Here's my sessions controller. Skip before action, authorize, only create. It's not a syntax error. Couldn't find user with ID, username, Benji, username, params, username. Okay, wait a minute. Oh, hey, very, very tricky. Okay, I got you. Nice. All right, let's refresh it. Here we go.
I mean, so actually, and I can say it is very helpful watching you go through the debug process, and how you actually like follow it through. Definitely, definitely different than like the way I was following it through. But it definitely makes sense how you're basically following it from the last part that it should have worked, and then going from there.
Yeah, right. Is there there said there's one more thing that's broken.
Yep.
Um, any hints about functionality I should try to use that's not you think would not be working?
Um, I'd have to see the models again to remember exactly how the connection was. But
It's
it was
movies and reviews.
it's part of the movie's model.
Oh, this is a rollback, which means that I was not able to create this, but it was loaded into state, which is not good. My movies, my reviews, add movie, all movies. If I refresh the page, that movie isn't going to be there because it didn't actually get saved to the database. And just out of curiosity, is there an image URL? Yes, because I didn't put an image URL, but I should have put validation saying that there was a problem instead of going straight to load up the state. But I don't know that you changed any of that.
No, I only changed stuff on the back end.
Oh, it's probably here because has many through I think is pluralized. Let's see. Let's jump into my console. So we should be able to go to the Rails console. Well, at first, let me just change it back and leave it the way it was. So again, I can do m equals movie dot first. And then m dot reviews we know works now, and m dot users. There we go.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. Now I wonder where, yeah, like where would that have even come up?
Yeah, so that last one was the one that I had the issue with, where I was stuck for.
Missing an S on that word.
Yeah, so on the join portion, like so the through one that I was missing one of the S's there, and
Yeah.
it took me a while to hunt that one down.
Yeah.
Because like I was looking at it, I'm like, this should all be like this should all work, and like I actually the worst part was I read that line like 5 times and was like, no, that's fine.
Yeah,
But
right.
like it kept going, and it's just, I mean, I would break other things, fix other things, come back, change other things, and that would break it more, then fix it back, and it was just like,
Yeah.
what the heck is going on?
Yeah. Yeah. And to some extent, I mean, I don't know where the line crosses between productive struggle and pain and suffering and like deep learning. But
Right.
you know. Okay, great. Well, I'm glad we did this. This is a good exercise. I think I can post this little snippet of video in phase 4, and it'll at least be a little bit about the debugging process, because that to me that's the big thing. If you understand the request response flow, including all of the different files that are involved, and we touched on the serializer, but you could have made it, change something in the routes, you could have changed something in the application controller, you could have changed something in the model that made the validation not work or do something different. So there's a lot of different
Right.
files that get involved as you're going through the back end.
Well, and been watching you go from your fetch through to where it should go in the back end.
Yeah.
And like following that line from the back end, you know, how it goes from, you know, your fetch to your route to your controller to your, you know, like to your serializer or to your model, like watching that flow is definitely helpful.
All right, man. Well, I hope you feel, you know, a little more motivated. Let me know if there's anything else I can do to support you launching the spaceship. And, you know, I'm
Yeah,
excited.
I think this should be good. I mean, I definitely have an idea for my phase or for the capstone. The capstone though is going to be, it'll be tricky. It's a larger project for sure.
Okay.
Um,
Let's talk about that before you launch it.
yeah. So it's like I'm excited to get to there. I just got to get the motivation to finish this one.
Yeah.
I can get it done.
Yep. Well, welcome to come into a review anytime. You know, it's generally recommended for people who are done with their project, but even in the middle of your project, you have enough knowledge to kind of be synchronously interacting, working on live coding, talking about concepts. So,
Cool. I'll definitely have to come to one of those.
all right, man. Talk to you later.
Yep. All right.
Bye.
Bye.